Hello everybody, and just here, and welcome back to Shangri-La Frontier episode 40, in which we will see what happened to Sanaraku, because that's probably the biggest mystery right now, and we will probably also establish what are the next steps, right? Because so far the overarching goal to some degree was to find Lycagon and beat it and progress that story. Well, this happened, so where are we gonna go next? Although it might not be quite as clear-cut, because, yeah, a lot of things happened in the previous episode. First of all, we had Sanaraku use his ultimate ability, apparently Giltabril. Yeah, that's the name of his weapon, I believe. Yeah, Giltabril or Gilta, not Gita, I think. Whatever, doesn't matter. Giltabril can also get energy from moonlight and accumulate that energy as mana, and when needs must, it can release all of that stored pent-up energy as a singular blast. Although it gets destroyed in the process, or at least it gets damaged pretty severely from what we can infer, because the whole orange-yellow crystal just shattered when that attack happened. Unfortunately, as it turns out, that ultimate was not quite enough to defeat Lycagon, but it gave Rei enough time to finish her chanting of her ultimate ability, and she did manage to cast it successfully, and it was glorious. It was a cool, albeit a little troony chant, but I mean, perfectly on point for the kind of a game that Shangri-La is, right? The ultimate wish fulfillment essentially, and a lot of cool bits of animation with camera angles and just a metric fuck ton of impact frames and whatnot, and the inverted colors, and it was cool. It was really cool seeing that ultimate, but it still was not strong enough. It still was not enough to defeat Lycagon. But it was enough to finish the encounter, which ties into what I said about the case not being quite as clear-cut. As it turns out, all this time our heroes were fighting a clone, avatar, something like that of Lycagon, not Lycagon herself. That's why the body was magical. It was some sort of a magical spiritual construct. It was not Lycagon herself. It was simply a body constructed by her. So they did manage to finish the encounter, and they got a brief glimpse at the real Lycagon smirking at them. They got a bunch of rewards. They got a title. I have that title noted down. Something about chasing shadows, right? Something like that, I think. Shadow Wolf Revealer. Yeah, that's the title they all got. And they also got a status of Guiding Light, and presumably some more stuff, maybe? I don't know, they haven't really managed to take a full proper look at the rewards, but the title will probably allow them to fight Lycagon better next time, and so will the status. We know that Lycagon's weakness is light, so having the status of Guiding Light, right? Maybe something that's gonna be helpful, and the title, well, it has to do with finding the Shadow Wolf, right? Chasing the Shadow Wolf. So perhaps they will be able to see the clones before they appear, or maybe they will be able to witness the real Lycagon and fight the real Lycagon, something like that. I don't know. What I do know is that Sanaraku's markings started doing something. They started glowing and emitting flame and smoke, and in general something was happening to them. Sanraku was of course very hopeful that hell yeah, they're gonna disappear now. I'm finally gonna be free. I'm finally gonna be able to equip some gear. But what happened is the fire and smoke instead formed a little Lycagon chibi head, which I thought might be a mount or a pet or something, but then it swallowed Sanraku. And that's where the episode ended. So we don't really know where that's gonna go. What's gonna happen there? Is he gonna get some new stuff from Lycagon's belly? Is he gonna meet Lycagon herself? Is he gonna be marked again? Is he gonna be given a choice how to evolve his markings? We don't know that. He was taken into some sort of a pocket dimension or teleported somewhere. We don't know that either. Something's gonna happen. And that basically sums up the previous episode. I also got some thoughts about the ending, which I think I'm gonna reiterate. Some of the characters we've seen in the ending were meeting up with Towa, and some of those characters also appear in the opening. And did we hear that she tries recruiting people, or was that my inference? I can't quite recall. But yeah, in any case, I got to the conclusion that she's probably looking for some esports players through the contacts that Kay has, and maybe she wants to bring them into Shangri-La, into their guild. I don't know, maybe something like that. We'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen. We'll see where it's gonna go. And yeah, I think that's about it. In today's episode, we're probably gonna learn what happened to Sanraku, and we will probably continue our trek towards the port city, whose name I forgot, to meet up with Mold and Rust. And we're gonna go for the expansion content, and that's gonna be fun because I've been waiting for that, for the naval combat and whatnot. Yeah. To watch this episode, as always, you're gonna need your subs to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show. And I'm gonna have to ask you for support. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word, it costs you nothing and it helps a lot. And with that, we can start watching Shangri-La Frontier episode 40 in 3, 2, 1, go. Starting from the OP. I might be sniffling every now and then. I get some sort of a cold or something. Like, weird kind of cold, because I'm feeling fine and I have no temperature or anything, but my nose is just leaking at times. And it can be allergies because it's... I mean, technically it is winter. But yesterday, I have a, whatchamacallit? Temperature measuring device, thermometer. I have a thermometer on my balcony, and it clocked out at 27 degrees. 3 degrees hotter than it's inside. So, amazing winter we're having, eh? And just a couple of days ago, there was snow everywhere, so go figure. But hey, at least Poland leads Europe in burning coal for electricity, and we still have no nuclear power plants, so... Poland Mountain. Yeah, that's the Lycagon thing. Oh, so he wasn't, like, teleported anywhere. So is it a pet after all? Just, like, you know, like Charizard towards Ash. Strong but unruly. Yeah? It seems to have grown. Hmm. Oh, so the priestess is just out of the question now. Now you gotta defeat the real Lycagon. Okay, that's cool. That's actually cool. Yeah. That's a lot of effects. Oh, that's surprising. Huh. That's cool though. It lets him get like a brief burst of equipment stats if push comes to shove, but he still keeps his iconic appearance. Best of both worlds, really. I really thought it's gonna stick around as a pet, but apparently not. Sure. Yes, I know what speedrunning is, thank you. Hmm. Right, there's also that thing. Yep. I mean, sure. You can team up to kill the real Lycagon then. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, the effect, status, guiding light. Oh, well, that's gonna be useful. Yeah? Yeah, just a random encounter. But now you're gonna be able to, like, specifically look for her. Yeah? We got a new quest, new storyline, essentially. Yeah? Uh, yeah. Sure, let's go with that. Uh, you could have asked him out for tea or something as thanks, but I guess you're not quite there yet. I mean, whatever the area boss is, it's just gonna be a steamroll at this point, so. The Robobird is gonna be useful, isn't it? Yeah? During the training with these. And Emul has ranged attacks, so yeah. Okay. So maybe not after all. Yeah, you're low on resources. Oh, is that the wyvern? It is the wyvern indeed. From a boss fight straight into a boss fight. Okay, so not a wyvern, a dragon. You probably are gonna tear right through it. I mean, after fighting Lycagon, this is just gonna be child's play. Are they just gonna skip it? Yeah. They're just gonna skip it. That's great. Like, it wasn't even worth a mention. uh, and she doesn't remember anything. You should have cleaned your armor at least. Oh, that's quite a big penalty. Yeah, sounds like it. True. I hope B can fix it, but chances are he's gonna have to grab another golden scorpion. I mean, we know what Emul Cannon is, right? So I guess Super Emul Cannon is an evolution of that. Probably. 50 Do I remember that right? Fifticia, yeah. My memory is still alright. Why is she wearing the mask in the city? Oh, I guess she's, yeah, hiding the mark. I mean, you could probably pass it around as just a customization. You wanted a badass car. Okay. Or that. Because it's just a cosmetic item. Oh, yeah, makes sense. She's just like Frieren. She sees a grimoire, she wants a grimoire. Yeah, you've still got a couple of hours. Yeah. Yeah. Although you could do that after you meet with Roost. Who needs sleep though, right? He's pretending to be a backpack. Yeah. I mean, that was quite a great disguise though. Like B kinda nailed it. Oh, you're gonna show them? Door to Rabituza? Who that? NPC or player? It's probably a part of some sort of a quest, isn't it? True. I mean, it is just repeating the same line over and over. Oh, that gets you past the level cap. That's cool. Okay. It's an awakening of your arcanum, huh? Usually something to do with magic. Hmm. So, like, what? You get more stats for every skill point you use? Zawardo. Okay. Yeah, I mean, just dodge it. Hmm, okay. Based on your gacha. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. Willing to bet it's gonna be something useless, but Sanraku is gonna make the most out of it. And you just pull a random one? Or is random one assigned to you? Well, semi random. The fool, of course. I mean, it fits perfectly. Yeah, fits. Yeah, the errant traveler fits perfectly. What are the effects, though? Hmm, yeah. What's the negative, though? What's the negative, though? Yeah, you didn't read the whole description. Oh, takes more damage? Faster recast, but more damage taken? Okay, debuffs doubled. Yeah. Exactly! As I said, just dodge. There's not gonna be any debuffs cast on you if you just dodge the debuff. Oh. Okay, and he did reach level 99 pretty much instantly from, like, what, 50-ish? Yeah. And he's already max level, yeah. Another stat. Oh, level cap unlocked. So, I guess Lycagon was over level 100. Yeah, everybody would have gotten it if that was the case. So, the Golden Scorpion? I mean, kinda, but yeah. So, in the easy game, it's just a cakewalk. Well, easy, a good game. Yeah, your guild kinda sucks. Your guild kinda sucks. Yeah. Shared memories, right? When you look at it that way. Yeah. Rust and mold? Probably. Mm. That's a cool avatar. Probably. Yeah, they're looking cool. They nailed it in the character creator, I gotta say. Ktarnid, CG Fish, and Ktarnid. Yeah. It can sense the threat approaching. Okay, no... no Shangri-La Theater? There can still be Shangri-La Theater after the ED, I guess. That was a cool episode. I noticed that I'm getting the same kick from Sanaraku progressing through the game that I would have gotten from progressing through the game myself. That's cool. And there was the Arcana cards. Yeah, that's the port city. Mold and Roost. We now have a proper confirmation. Seven people in the party. That's the most that Sanraku has been partying up with, I think. Yeah, and those are the... I'm gonna assume... Oh, that was the old dude? Okay. Mini? No, Mini. Oh, well. Let's watch this episode again, shall we? OP. I really thought that this Lycagon ball is going to be some sort of a portal to another world, right? Like it's gonna swallow Sanraku up and he's gonna get like transported through a wormhole or whatever to like wolf equivalent of Rabituza, or maybe to the council of colossi or something like that, or at least some sort of a pocket dimension, kind of like the old dude with the cards teleported him into, right? I was expecting something like that, and I was expecting Sanraku to be given a choice what to do next, how to progress, right? Does he maybe lean even more into the Lycagon bonus? Does he want to remove the Lycagon bonus? Stuff like that. But apparently not. Apparently he was not given a choice, really. He was just spat out with his markings visibly increased in coverage. Yeah, they do seem stronger. Yeah. The Slayer of the Night Emperor's Double is no longer seen by Lycagon's prey. This mark denotes a powerful warrior acknowledged by a Colossus and an enemy worthy of being slain by them directly inscribed upon the bearer's soul. It can only be removed by slaying the Black Wolf's true form. And there's even more about it written. Yeah, Saint Aristella cannot remove it now. So the deal with Momo is off, whatever that deal might have been. Monsters of high level and the character afflicted with Lycagon's scar will actively choose to battle with them. Okay, so lower level monsters run away, high level monsters attack. Okay, that's another effect. Unaffected by curses, yeah, that already was the case. Conversations affected, yeah. May not change their religion. That's first I hear about religion in Shangri-La. Is it... I don't remember Sanraku ever picking it. I don't even recall any mention whatsoever. Right? Like, there was no... I don't know. There was no player saying, "Oh, my attacks actually deal fire damage because I've taken the religion of cult of Stendar or whatever." Right? It was not mentioned anywhere, so that's interesting. Equipment can be equipped to body parts affected with Scar. However, items equipped will be destroyed after a set period of time, which is actually cool. Which is actually cool. I like it. I like it for multiple reasons. First of all, because it gives Sanraku some leeway, but doesn't change his like core design, right? As I've been saying all this time for the past couple of episodes, Allowing Sanraku to equip armor now would just completely change his design, would completely change all the merch and all the marketing and branding and everything. So it's not something that they could do, but I'm glad for the leeway. It's kind of in a vein of him being able to equip different helmets depending on the situation. Now he is also able to equip different armors should push come to shove. And he only has a limited time to use them, and then they get destroyed. So multiple limitations, right? Limited time, and then the armor just gets completely destroyed. Which means that he's not going to be using armor willy-nilly. He's only going to be using it when he really must, when he really needs to, right? Like he gets super special ability that scales with strength, but strength is kind of his dump stat, so he wears armor enchanted with strength bonuses just as a stat stick, basically. Does the one big attack and then unequips that armor, perhaps inside of Inventoria so that he can do it safely, right? I like it. It introduces even more variables, even more venues that Sanraku can alter his build, can alter how he approaches any fights, any situations. Cool. I like it. I really like what they did here. And the limited time, again, means that he's not going to be wearing it all the time, and destruction means he's not gonna just be wearing it whenever he pleases. It's just gonna be for special occasions. But it adds another bit to his arsenal. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. I really thought this Lycagon head is gonna stick around. Maybe it's gonna, like, when it started turning into mist, I thought that maybe like a tiny little head ball is gonna pop out and it's gonna follow Sanraku around or something. But no, it just vanished. Unique scenario, yeah, sure. Everybody gets it. And presumably, when the time comes, Sanraku is gonna invite them all to defeat Lycagon together. Guiding light, the presence of a small flame within that leads the way to the Night Emperor, even in the deepest darkness. If Lycagon the Night Slayer is within a certain distance, it will point the way to her. Lycagon, ruler of darkness, can by the same token drive away light. This light gifted by Lycagon is a discarded part of her. Interesting that a light is a part of the Night Emperor, right? Kinda like a raider indeed. Vorpal Epic and Light of Courage Banishing the Dark. Two unique scenarios. Yeah, two unique scenarios. K, eat your heart out. He still didn't get any. Any place, any date. Yeah, she had a chance to say, hey, I actually know you from school. If you want to thank me, let's go grab a crepe at the train station. But she's not quite there yet. That's like 17th base. She hasn't really approached it quite yet. Wyvern with camouflaging scales, steals weapons, steals magic, and we just skip over it. I actually like it. I actually like it. For comedic effect, first of all, because it's just funny that this is a boss that they're like, oh, it's gonna be tough. We can't use magic. We can't use weapons effectively. How are we gonna do it? We are, all dry of any resources after that fight with Lycagon, and then they just skip it. It wasn't worth mention. It was a steamroll compared to Lycagon, and I also like it from the standpoint of kinda not cheapening the Lycagon fight in a way, right? Like whatever fight they would have with that Wyvern right now, it would be far less exciting than the fight with Lycagon. So it would just be an episode or two or however many it would take of a fight that we don't really care about that much because the big fight of the arc already happened. And the next fight is just whatever, I don't really care anymore, right? So they're not showing that. And what was I? What was I? Oh, and if they were to make this fight actually tough, then it would cheapen the Lycagon fight, because they managed Lycagon pretty fucking well, and now they're having trouble with a random Wyvern, right? So whichever way this fight would have gone, it wouldn't really work after the fight with Lycagon. So we just skip it. We just skip it, and we have Emul ask all those questions, and we add to the comedy with everybody mentioning, oh, it was a really tough fight, and you really stole the spotlight, the super Emul cannon, the way you threw yourself into danger, god damn it, Emul, we wouldn't have to face peril so much, but that's great. I love it. I love this bit. Piptitia, the last city that we used to set off towards the next continent. And yeah, she apparently made it her real face. I wonder if that's gonna be important sometime, like IRL, Saraku is gonna notice her, and yeah, and he's gonna notice her, maybe. I don't know. He doesn't really go out that often, does he? And apparently it's an accessory, so you can wear it. Cool. 4 hours. Set up a connection between Fiftish and Rabituza. I mean, that's just a snap and done, so it doesn't really take that much time. It's just left to Emul. Get to Bilak to fix Giltabril. That's not that long. That's not gonna take that long either. You just walk up to B, or even ask Emul to just set up connection straight to her forge. You drop off Giltabril. You praise it first. You praise it how great of a weapon it was and how great of a job Bilak did. But unfortunately you had to go all out, and well, it cracked. But you have full faith that she will be able to fix it because she's the best blacksmith ever. That's how you approach it. That shouldn't take that much time either. And you still have like 3.5 hours left for a nap. It's a pretty fucking good nap. So, not really an issue. And restocking items and equipment, you can do that after meeting up with Mold. That's like no biggie. Hey, sup, I'm here at the given time. I had some trouble on the way. I didn't have the time to restock, so could you like come with me to a nearby shop? I'm gonna have to buy some healing potions and stuff, and we can talk it over on the way, right? Not something that needs to be done preemptively. Testing a few things about Mark. Like what? Walking up to high-level monsters, seeing if it actually attacks you? Or trying to convert to some religion? Those are the two differences between the previous Mark effects and current Mark effects, right? And Secret pretends to be a box, of course. B was doing a much better job as a coat, gotta say. I find it interesting that he seemingly doesn't care about mentioning Rabituza and even creating the passage to Rabituza like in front of them. Like, sure, Akitsu Akane knows about Rabituza, so it's like whatever, but Rei is still kind of an outsider. But he trusts her enough that he doesn't even like, you know, whatchamacallit? Double guess? No, that's not the correct term to use here. Like he doesn't even it doesn't even go through his mind that it's something that he should be hiding from Rei, right? That's what I wanted to say. And yeah, he's just gonna casually open the door and Rei is gonna see it and it's no biggie. Because he knows he can trust her. Cool. I like this little subtle way of showing the development of their relationship. Achiever of Strength, awaken to thine arcanum. I thought briefly that it might be either some new unique scenario, somehow stumbling upon another one this quickly, or this dude might be maybe an envoy of Lycagon or something like that, right? I mean, his old shadow with just a glowing eye. That's a fairly Lycagon-y, knight-y aesthetic. But no, it's a dude that appears when you get level 99 and allows you to go above and beyond. Cool. I really actually like this mechanic. It is an old school NPC stuff, though. It does feel kind of phoned in. The dude just sits there and repeats the same voice line over and over and over again. I expected more from Shangri-La, I gotta say. Arcanum? Arcanum, not Arcanum. Oh, Arcanum, or Arcanum, or whatever is his name. Gotcha. And he gives you the subjob Arcanum. Okay. Yeah, it gives you buffs, but also gives you debuffs. I like it. I actually like this as, you know, an in-game system where you can tune your character a little bit more based on the playstyle that you've already been employing, right? Sanaku's been using plenty of his abilities for movement, if nothing else, so cutting the cooldown time in half is gonna be super useful to him. And he very much focuses on dodging instead of tanking, so any effects that he gets on hit and they leave status for longer or whatever the effect is not gonna impact him that much because he's just gonna be dodging them. I like it. I actually like it. And of course it's the Fool with his trusty rabbit. That's a cool hat that Emil has in this card. Time between skill uses is halved, but duration of status effects and damage caused by them is doubled. And success when using healing items is not guaranteed. Oh. So it's... does it mean, like, in a positive way? Like, you can use your skills twice as often, but if those skills give enemy any status effect or deal any damage, then that is doubled, then there shouldn't be a but there, because both are positive. Or is it a but as in, if your skill inflicts some status or some damage on you, then that is doubled, right? Like, I don't know, you have a skill, Blood Ritual, you lose 10 HP but gain a brief damage buff or something, and now that skill takes 20 HP. Or skill Overheat, that infuses your weapons with fire but also gives you a heat status for 10 seconds. Now it gives you heat status for 20 seconds. And you lose health as you are hot, or something like that. I don't know. Success when using healing items is not guaranteed. That's gonna be a pita, isn't it? You use a healing flask and it just doesn't work. We don't know what the percentage is. If it's something like 5% chance that it doesn't work, then it's whatever. If it's a 50-50, then it's gonna be tough. He's gonna have to carry more healing items, or he's gonna have to find a way to heal without using items. Or he's just gonna have to not get hit, which again plays into his playstyle. Just don't get hit. Yeah, sure. I guess it works for him. All which thou seekest may come not from others, but only from thyself. Right. Thus shall Melody's blade cut even sharper upon thy throat. Okay, so I guess it talks about debuffs that your own abilities might give you, right? Like you hit an enemy for 200% damage, but then you become stunned for 0.1 seconds, and now you become stunned for 0.2 seconds, or something like that, probably. Sure, you can always warp to inventory and just wait that status out. That's a way. And the buffs from Lycagon prevent any curses. And do they say anything about status effects? I can't quite recall. But yeah, good combo overall. And apparently remove level cap, upper limit, extend. You can only achieve by beating a monster over level 100. I guess Lycagon was over 100? And that had no impact on Rei because she already broke level cap here. And it had no effect on Akitsu Akane because she's still like 46 or something. Okay. Okay, so maybe it was Lycagon, actually. Bit of glazing. And yeah, we spent a whole night together. Of course. Of course. Never change, Rei. Never you change. That was a fun episode. That was a fun episode of Shangri-La. I did enjoy it. It was a fun... Not a summary of the fight, but a fun, like, episode of closure a little bit, right? We are closing off the arc. We're taking a tally of all the rewards we got on the way. Where can we go from here now, right? What are the new paths that are open? What are the new states and statuses? And from next episode onward, we can begin a new arc. Cool, I like it. I like how this episode is sort of a capstone there. It really works in that way. And I'm always getting a nice kick when Sanraku gets some new stuff. It's cool. I don't know how that works exactly, but it really feels as if I were playing the game and it was me who finally got his Lycagon scars to evolve, and I was waiting for this moment, and finally it happened, right? Finally beat that fucking boss in Elden Ring or whatever, right? It feels good. It really feels good watching this show. I really like this sort of a new team that we have going on here. They really work well together. Sanraku, Emul, Sikru, Akitsu Akane, and Rei. I like their dynamics. I like their chemistry. We're gonna add Rust and Mold to the mix. We'll see how they play off each other still. Like, we know how they play off each other with Sanraku, so we know more or less what to expect, but there is still a couple more characters in the team. I like that bit of a shake-up in a way. It's, first of all, it's realistic for playing an MMO. Like, sure, you have your regular team that you most often play with, but sometimes you just team up with randos or with people from your guild, or you're like, there's 4 of you waiting on a world boss to spawn, and you might as well team up, and maybe you create a party and maybe go questing after, right? It really works that way, and it's super cool. Many other shows, whenever it comes to any sort of team changes, in a way, it's like they need 40-something episodes, and then one member of the team just leaves for whatever reason, and then 20 episodes later, someone new joins, and that's the only shake-up in the crew that we can expect. Not in this case. I like it. I really, really do like how fresh they really keep this show, right? Like, all the time there's something new. There's a new boss, there's a new quest, there's a new status that Sanraku got, there's a new possibility to do whatever, there's a new scheme that Towa came up with, there's new people to meet, right? I like it. It really keeps things fresh. It could have just focused on, I must kill Lycagon, and we just continue with that storyline and just that, but that's not really how games work. I don't think I played a single game where I would get the main quest and I would just follow the main quest. Oh no, the main quest is the last thing you do. You do everything else in the meantime, and then you get to the main quest. That's how you play games, and this show really understands it. It's great. I'm having so much fun with Shangri-La, and I hope you guys have fun with this show as well. But right now, I think that's gonna be it from me for today. But you guys, you tell me, what did you think of this episode, of my reaction, my theories, stuff like that? Say so in the comments down below. No spoilers, please. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe to be notified of future videos, not only Shangri-La, but also Dr. House in Another World, transformed into an anime girl, and plenty of others coming in the future. Click the bell to be notified of when I go live, because I do go live sometimes. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word, it costs absolutely nothing and helps the channel an awful lot. And with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: Cubies, Rainer, Dr. Watt, Aquamancer, Marsh, Fassel, and Hans Peter, and you can join them if you want without having to evolve your Lycagon mark.